Hello, bonjour, and ça va bien? Or something like that. It is summer 2024, it is the opening weekend of the Paris Olympics, and if things go well for the host nation over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be hearing one particular song quite a lot. That is, of course, the French national anthem, La Marseillaise. And today we're asking the question, why is it called La Marseillaise? Well, the short answer to that question is, it's named after Marseille. Brilliant. Well done, Captain Obvious. We can end the video there. But hang on. The song isn't about Marseille. The lyrics never mention Marseille, and the music doesn't come from Marseille either. So why is it called La Marseillaise? Well, the truth is, it isn't. Or at least, that's not what the guy who wrote it called it. This is Claude-Joseph Rouget de Lille. Bonjour. He was an officer in the French Revolutionary Army based in Strasbourg, and he's the man most people credit with writing the song. And he called it Chant de guerre pour l'armée du Rhin, which roughly translates into English as Battle Song of the Army of the Rhine. In other words, the song was actually written for an army unit based on the River Rhine on the border between France and Germany, or what was then the border between France and Prussia, because it's 1792. And guess which country France had just declared war against? Well, technically Austria, but guess who Austria were allies with? Yes, Prussia. Alright, so if the song was written by a bloke from Strasbourg, and the Army of the Rhine were based in the region around Strasbourg, surely we should be calling it something like La Strasbourgeoise. Well, here's why we don't. Firstly, the song very quickly went viral, or whatever the 18th century equivalent is, it went plague. And within a couple of months, it had already spread far beyond Strasbourg and was beginning to reach cities in the south like Montpellier and Marseille, where it proved particularly popular. Of course, it helped that the tune is a bit of a banger, but what people really liked about it around here was the way the lyrics mentioned absolutely nothing about the king or loyalty to the crown or any of that rather pro-monarchy, pro-Parisian elite stuff that the old patriotic songs talked about. And that made this new song genuinely French revolutionary. But obviously that doesn't make it the national anthem yet. At the moment it's just the feel-good hit of summer 1792. It's what happens next that changes everything. In July that year, the Revolutionary Army invites soldiers from all over France to come together in the capital. They told everyone they were in Paris to celebrate the 14th of July and what was then the 3rd anniversary of the storming of the Bastille. But really, they were going to try and dethrone the king. Don't say that. Now, because the Army of the Rhine was already quite busy on the Eastern Front fighting against the Prussians, none of their soldiers are able to make it to the celebrations, which means that the song arrives in Paris thanks to a crowd of 500 revolutionaries from Marseille who had apparently been singing it all the way up from the south coast. And because no one has invented Shazam yet, and there's no YouTube videos to tell everyone, well actually the song is really from Strasbourg, everyone in Paris just starts calling it L'hymne des Marseillais, or the anthem of the people from Marseille, which soon gets simplified to La Marseillaise. And let's be fair, it wasn't just the troops from Marseille who brought the song to Paris. There would have been other people there from other cities too. But what this tells you is that the crowd from Marseille was bigger and louder than anyone else, which, if you ask anyone here, they'll tell you is still true. And the rest is histoire. A few weeks later, on the 10th of August, revolutionary troops storm the Tuileries Palace, kick out the monarchy, and establish the First French Republic. And after that, it's only a matter of time before the song is officially announced as the new national anthem. So there we go. The reason La Marseillaise is called La Marseillaise is because people from Marseille sang it louder than anyone else. Right, this is the part of the video where I normally tell you how to visit the place that I've been talking about. But on this occasion, it's a big city on the south coast of France, you can't really miss it. So all that really remains to say is thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.